Good morning, doctors. My name is Dr. Cristina Barahona. I'm going to talk about motor neuron. Neurology, the term motor neuron classically applies to neurons located in the central nervous system that project your axons outside the CNS and directly or indirectly control muscles.
The nervous system, the brain, spinal cord, and nerves, is a living communications network, carrying various kinds of messages to and from the different parts of your body. The nervous system is composed of nerve fibers that conduct information into your spinal cord and brain, and the other nerve fibers that send information out to different parts of your body. The cells that make up the various parts of the nervous system are called neurons. Each neuron has a neuron body, a part of the cell which contains a nucleus and other structures. But a typical neuron has two other kinds of structures: long fibers that extend in different directions from the body of the cell. These fibers are often wrapped with a fatty substance called myelin. Fibers that carry impulses toward the neuron body are called dendrites. Fibers that carry impulses away are called axons. Different structures are concentrated in different parts of the body. Some neuron bodies are bound into clusters called ganglia. They are often associated with your spinal cord. The spinal cord is a long cylinder of nerve tissue that passes through the hollow channels of bones called the vertebrae. The spinal cord is protected by those vertebrae. It is also protected by three membranes called meninges.
The motor neuron is often associated with the afferent neuron, primary neuron, or alpha motor neuron. Motor neurons are neurons that carry signals from the spinal cord to the muscles to produce movement. A signal motor neuron may innervate many muscle fibers, and muscle fiber can undergo many actions, potentially the time taken for a single muscle twitch.
Here you have the dendrites. Here are the terminal involved. Here you have the nucleus of the soma. Here's the soma, the body of the neuron. Here you have the rough endoplasmic reticulum, smooth, Golgi apparatus. Okay, here you have the mitochondria, axon of Hillock, axon, Schwann cell, nucleus of the Schwann cell, node of Ranvier.
And there's the myelin sheaths?
Myelin sheath, you have it close here, and neurolim in the outside.
Okay. As a result, if an action potential arises before a twitch has completed, the twitch can superimpose on one another, either through summation or tetanus. In summation, the muscles is stimulated repetitively, such that additional action potentials coming from the somatic nervous system arrive before the end of the twitch. The twitches thus superimpose on one another, leading to the force greater than that of a single twitch. On the other hand, if tinnitus is caused by constant, very high-frequency stimulation, the action potentials come at such a rapid rate that individual twitches are indistinguishable, and tension rises smoothly, eventually reaching a plateau.
At a chemical synapse, a neurotransmitter molecule, such as acetylcholine, communicates a signal from one neuron, the presynaptic cell, to another, the postsynaptic cell. Neurotransmitter molecules are stored in vesicles in the presynaptic neuron. Some vesicles dock, via specific docking proteins, at the presynaptic terminal. An electric impulse, called an action potential, arrives at the synaptic terminal, and docked vesicles fuse with the presynaptic membrane, dumping neurotransmitter into the synaptic cleft. Neurotransmitter binds receptors on the postsynaptic cell, which, depending on the specific receptor and cell type, open or close ion channels. Thus, the action potential passes to the new cell. The empty vesicles are recycled via endocytosis of clathrin-coated pits and take up more neurotransmitter to start the cycle again.
According to the Charters, motor neurons are classified into three broad categories: somatic motor neurons, special visceral motor neurons, also called brachial motor neurons, general visceral motor neurons.
Billions of brain cells are not done forging links with billions of other brain cells. Eventually, there will be trillions and trillions of connections between cells, charged with electrical pulses rippling like lightning storms across the hills and valleys of the brain's deeply furrowed tissue. Every cell in its place, every link between cells carefully organized. Nothing random, nothing arbitrary.
What we would really love to understand is how the brain, during development, generates millions and millions of neurons, sends them to the right position in the brain, and then somehow instructs each of those individual nerve cells to form very, very specific connections with one another. You can think about development like a play that follows a script that is written down by the genetic code, but it has no director, it has no producer, and it has a bunch of actors that have never spoken their lines before. Despite all this, you pull the play off. To me, that's a miracle.
The interface between a motor neuron and muscle fiber is a specialized synapse called the neuromuscular junctions. Upon adequate stimulation, the motor neuron relays a flood of neurotransmitters that bind to postsynaptic receptors and triggers a response in the muscle fiber, which leads to the muscle movement. Somatic motor neurons are further subdivided into two types, alpha motor neurons and gamma motor neurons. Alpha motor neurons innervate extrapulsal muscle fibers located throughout the muscles. Their cell bodies are in the ventral horn of the spinal cord, and they are sometimes called ventral horn cells. Gamma motor neurons innervate intrafusal muscle fibers and found within the muscle spindle. Thank you very much.